Have you ever wondered why LEGO has never released any controversial sets? Any military set or a prison? Or literally anything that could spark a debate in your local community Facebook group? It's not like the company lacks the creative genius to build these things. They've got engineers who can construct massive Star Wars spacecraft and architects who can recreate the Taj Mahal. So what's really going on behind the scenes? Well, the answer is way more interesting than you might think. Let's figure it out. The brand protection philosophy. Here's the thing about LEGO. When Gottfried Kirk Christiansen took over the company from his father, Ole Kirk, in 1957, he didn't just inherit a toy factory, he inherited a vision. That vision was simple but powerful: inspire and develop the builders of tomorrow. For decades, that became the North Star guiding every decision the company made. But somewhere along the way, protecting that vision became protecting the brand itself, and those two things started to look very different. Think about it from LEGO's perspective. They're not selling toys. They're selling the idea that you can build anything you want, that creativity has no limits, that there's no box you can't think outside of. It's a beautiful message, right? But what happens when you release a set that makes some people angry? Suddenly, the brand isn't about unlimited creativity anymore, it's about the controversy, it's about the debate, it's about which groups are supporting it and which groups are boycotting it. And that's exactly what LEGO wanted to avoid. The company has made it clear through their policies that they consider certain topics off-limits for their official products. Politics, religion, violence, drugs, sex. These aren't things you'll find in official LEGO documentation with big red X marks next to them. But the message comes through loud and clear when you look at what they've actually done. When someone tried to submit a LEGO Ideas design featuring the US Supreme Court justices to highlight women in law, it got rejected instantly. The reason? Politics. Even though the creator argued the Supreme Court should be separate from political considerations, LEGO's stance was firm. In an era where everything can become politicized, why risk it? The Ai Weiwei moment that changed everything. Fast forward to 2015, and something happened that would become the most telling moment in LEGO's entire history of controversy avoidance. Chinese dissident artist Ai Weiwei wanted to buy a massive bulk order of LEGO bricks for an art exhibition at the National Gallery of Victoria in Australia. The exhibition was about free speech. It was political. It was exactly the kind of thing LEGO says they avoid. LEGO said no. They told Weiwei directly that they couldn't approve the use of LEGO for political works. The artist went public. He called out the company on social media. He suggested they were censoring him to protect their business interests in China. And here's what's fascinating. He was partially right. LEGO does care about maintaining relationships in major markets, including China. But here's what's even more fascinating. LEGO actually changed its policy because of this backlash. By January 2016, just 2 months later, LEGO announced it would no longer ask about the thematic purpose of bulk orders. Instead, they'd simply require that any publicly displayed creations include a disclaimer that LEGO doesn't endorse or support the project. It was a subtle shift, but it mattered. LEGO recognized they couldn't control what people did with their bricks. So instead of trying to control it, they distanced themselves from it. Clever, right? Keep the bricks flowing. Just make it clear. Not our problem, not our politics, not our values. Real-world events. But here's where things get really interesting. Sometimes, no policy is strong enough to protect you from the real world. Sometimes, tragedy strikes, movements erupt, or scandals explode, and suddenly, LEGO has to make a decision that goes beyond its rulebook. In 2017, LEGO released a set featuring the Las Vegas skyline, complete with the Mandalay Bay Hotel. 3 weeks before the set was supposed to hit shelves, the Mandalay Bay was the site of the deadliest mass shooting in modern American history. LEGO had to make a choice: release the set and face questions about why they were profiting from the location of a tragedy, or delay it. They chose to delay it and redesigned the set, swapping Mandalay Bay for the Bellagio. Problem solved, right? Except for some original copies leaked into the market, and now those early versions sell for hundreds of dollars more because of the connection to tragedy. Then came 2020. LEGO was planning an entire Elite Police sub-theme for the fall. They were excited about it. They had marketing plans. They had product photos ready. And then George Floyd died. The world erupted in protests against police brutality. The Black Lives Matter movement exploded. And LEGO looked at their elite police sets sitting in warehouses and realized, oh no, this is not the moment to launch this. They didn't just delay the release. They scrapped the branding entirely and donated $4 million to racial equality organizations. It was damage control, sure, but it was also the company recognizing that sometimes you don't get to control the narrative. The religious and political red lines. So, where does LEGO actually draw the line? The religious guidelines are telling. LEGO says they don't allow religious references in official sets, and they've been pretty consistent about it. Fan creators have submitted designs for mosques, temples, and churches, and they've gotten rejected with the same cold explanation: contentious issues. We don't allow contentious issues like religion. Now, here's the hypocritical part that fans love to point out. LEGO has created sets of the Taj Mahal, which is absolutely steeped in Islamic history and religious significance. They've made the Lincoln Memorial and the U.S. Capitol as part of their architecture line. But those are exceptions hidden under the label of historical context or architectural importance. If you try to create something explicitly religious, you're done. And if you try to create something political, you're even more done. The company basically decided a long time ago that its product should exist in this neutral space where nothing challenges anybody too much. No one gets angry. No one protests. No one organizes boycotts. The sets just sit on shelves and make everyone smile. It's marketing genius when you think about it, and it's also kind of creepy when you think about it, the Activision Blizzard and celebrity scandal problem. But sometimes, the controversy isn't about the set itself. Sometimes it's about who's attached to it. In 2022, LEGO was about to release an Overwatch 2 Titan set. The launch date was set. The boxes were probably being printed, and then the lawsuits against Activision Blizzard started. LEGO delayed the set, then canceled it entirely. They officially said they were reviewing their partnership with Activision Blizzard. Translation: we're waiting to see if this goes away. And here's the thing. A few years earlier, LEGO had been ready to launch an Overwatch set, but they delayed that too. Why? The 2020 allegations against a voice actor associated with the game LEGO doesn't want its toys connected to toxic behavior, even if they're not the toxic ones. They're protecting the sanctity of the LEGO experience. The same thing happened with an Indiana Jones set years ago when the lead actor faced legal troubles. It's not just about politics or religion anymore, it's about any association that could taint the brand. So, what do you think? Should LEGO ever take risks and make sets based on real-world or controversial topics, or should they keep things fun and neutral forever? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more interesting stories like this one.